Kakalash Boker Tov, we're just continuing with halachot of halakat nirot. The question is how many nirot do we have to light, which means how many candles do we have to light for Shabbat. So he comes here and he says as follows: even though mi'ikar adin it's going to be enough to do one candle, minhag of Israel is always to do minimum of 2 candles, and they gave a reason because of zachor v'shamor, which means that the mekubalim give other reasons as well why it's dafka 2. If you remember, ner is going to be 250, ner times 2 is 500. It says that if a person is careful with the nerot Shabbat, it's going to bring back, right, the meor nav that the person takes with psiagasa, which means what he takes very big steps, so he loses part of his eyesight when he starts looking at the nerot. So then what happens is that actually retrieves, that gives back the eyesight that he's actually losing out, and therefore it's important to look at the candles. We know that during Yom HaShishi, we're actually supposed to be looking at the candles, and then right afterwards when we're going to start the bracha of the kiddush, that's when we start looking inside of the cup. But again, this is all the minimum of what there is. Now he comes and he says, if he can right now light, whether it's going to be ner echad yafeh or 2 nerot which are not going to be good, it's better to do 1 candle which is much more beautiful than to have two candles which are going to be mediocre, right? He says also, Dorot HaKudmim, also they had a minhag of doing, whether it's going to be even 2 of them, maybe it could be together. Obviously we don't do that today, but rather we have them 2 separate candles. Now he does say that there is a minhagim throughout Israel which they add on the candles, whether it's according to the children, whether it's according to other things as well. And again, they obviously have what to rely on. There's also a pi Kabbalah, how many exactly, but again, there's many different minhagim. So he says some people have a minhag to do the 7 candles, and some people have a minhag to do 10 different candles. This is brought down in the name of the Rizal HaKadosh, that you should do 7 candles. Other people, they want to come and they want to say, no, maybe really be'emet, you have to do 10 candles. And again, some people have even more. It all depends on what there is. He says the minhag of Kama Me'edot Sfaradim is to do it according to the amount of aliyot that you have that Shabbat. So he says over here, so according to whether you're going to light it on Shabbat, you have 7. I hope that they're not doing for the Mosifim, because if not, they might get a little bit more. But whichever one it is, that for Shabbat it would be 7, for Yom Tov it would be 5, for Kippur they would 6. They would actually come and they would do this. So again, this is going to be different minhagim, and that was the minhag of Rav Vadi Yosef, to do it according to the minhag of the aliyot. So again, Shabbat would be 7, 6 would be Kippur, and 5 would be every single Yom Tov. Each one of these minhagim, obviously they have different sources and why they're doing it. But again, this minhag was actually brought down in the Chesel Alafim of Rabbi Eliezer Papo, the Pele Yuetz, and he also brings down, he says the Ben Ish Chai actually brings it down, and he says that in his house the minhag was to do 7 candles, right? And he says whether it's going to be on Erev Shabbat, Kippur, or Yom Tov, that was the minhag of the Ben Ish Chai, again, of always doing the 7 candles. And then again, according to other ones, they do it according to the amount of people that are in the house. That is more brought down, whether it's in Ashkenazim by the Torah Chaim Sofer and the Marich and others as well, that again according to the different amount of children. So you have many different minhagim. Obviously each person will continue with their minhag. We'll speak about if a person did 1 amount and now they want to change. We'll speak about how do you change. Do you have to do a Taran Dedarim? Do you have to do other things as well?